You'd like to do this now. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Valentine's edition of Walking After Whiskey. I'm Shorty.
And I'm Travis. We're going to break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead tonight.
We're also going to break down some top shelf whiskey that Scott's going to pour here in a sec.
Yeah, I believe that Scott has a bottle of Larceny bourbon for us tonight, which I've been very eager to try out. Here they come right now, right on cue.
Well, look at there.
Thank you, Scott.
It's like magic. It's like magic.
Always gets the biggest pour for some reason. If we're trying to get a drunk around here, like that's hard to do.
Right? Cheers.
Oh wait, what season are we breaking down?
We're breaking down season 9, episode 9. Should be easy for me to remember, right? Adaptation.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. It's not bad.
Right.
I can do that.
Let's get right into the review, Shorty. So,
all right.
First scene, we remember from episode 8, someone left Negan's cell open.
And they actually say in the beginning, like, all kinds of hubbub on the internet, right?
Oh, sure.
Oh, like, Gabriel. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Oh.
Right? It wasn't me. There was a guard in there. I seriously thought it's not me. So, but we all knew it. Negan was going to get out somehow. We all knew it was bound to happen.
On the show, like one of them just being there.
And so, but with that, so he's escaping. Judith sees him from a window. She confronts him. And then, let me just give you a boost up over that wall right there.
Yeah, so like the Negan-Judith dynamic has been pretty intriguing all season for me. You know, he basically like a mentor role for her. She doesn't really know much of him besides his dad hated him and put him in jail and killed a lot of people. But she doesn't have the same feelings towards him. Like she almost feels of him like as a really bad, dirty uncle, you know, but never touched her or anything weird. Just, you know, in and out of jail.
Well, Judith is the one that makes you actually like Negan though.
Yes.
Like that's all that he's done. Like I think about Glenn, I think about Red, like I think about that, like all the stuff that he's done. Judith makes me like Negan, and I think whether that's the point of the show or whatever's going to happen with that relationship, like it's such an interesting dynamic that when I see Judith and Negan together, I'm cool. I'm like, okay, I like this dude.
Well, remember all the shows when people go off on their own and do certain things. Dynamics pull people, traits you want to see out of them. Judith pulls out Negan's fatherly role. Like Negan wanted to be a father. He used to be a coach in high school. He used to be a high school gym teacher. And he's good around kids. So she brings out a sparkle in him that makes you think that maybe there's some redeeming factor for him.
For sure.
And I feel that way too. I love their interaction. And he's amazing on scene with her.
And then in the end, right, Judith is just a little pint-sized badass.
Oh yeah.
That
yeah.
like. That is that's the best thing about the show. Little pint-sized badass.
She's just like her dad, Shane.
Why you gotta bring up that again? Oh, little jab.
So yeah, we get to the point. Last season, our last episode, we've seen Jesus was killed by the Whisperers in the graveyard, and this trek back was basically bringing Jesus back home, you know, so they can bury him. On their way back home, they take us with some more Whisperers, who you see follow them out of the graveyard. And
right.
during this one, looked like a crazy bridge barn battle. They killed through a lot of them, but they saved one.
Well, they capture one, right? They know that they need to figure out what's going on, so they intentionally, which I thought was great. Like they figured it out, right? We're gonna maim people, and that's gonna tell us who's an actual alive person, right, versus a zombie. So
shoot him in the leg, shoot him in the thigh. Right?
Actually, that was when I saw that going down. I was like, okay, this is kind of brilliant, and I super dig this.
Right.
And so they take Lydia, get Lydia going, and she's in a cell now. And now we got to see what's up with the Whispers.
Yeah, there was a sword fight in the graveyard, and even though they were creeped out that they had weapons, you know, they didn't know what was happening. They didn't know, like I said, if it was an evolution. Like maybe these things are just half bitten and they live longer. If they found out later through process of elimination that they're people in.
Well, right? They were able to put like it was Daryl, right? Daryl pulls off the mask first,
yeah.
so. And what I want to acknowledge is, though, I really like that Jesus is one of the first characters with, like, no man left behind. Like, they take him home. They knew the significance of taking him home. And whatever non-alliance now going on with all of these different places of living, I guess, they know the significance of taking Jesus home. So I thought that was really cool because they put themselves at risk in order to bring him back.
You know, for all you comic fans out there, you know, the Saviors are still alive and well with Dwight, and he's being ran out there. In the TV show, it's not like that at all. Like, whatever happened between Michonne and Maggie was so despairingly that Andrew even, Aaron even apologizes to Michonne later on, saying, hey, I know what you mean now, that we should have kept it to our own. Like, whatever happened was so significant between these places that bringing Jesus back, I'm not going to say it's going to mend those bonds, but they definitely are going to be in a whole new place in their history where there has to be some kind of mending to be happening.
But the show is at risk of significant backlash if they don't at some point show what happens to Maggie.
Yes.
Like significant backlash. Because this episode, we saw very few of our beloved characters. Like we saw Daryl, we saw Michonne, we saw Judith, right, and Negan. But that was it. We didn't see Carol. We didn't there's so many characters that we didn't see. And so if this show does not address the Maggie situation, it's going to be a downfall of theirs. Like I feel like you have to tell us what happened to Maggie.
It has to be more
and she's got a kid. She's got a kid, right? You have to tell us more. So
it has to be more of a flashback. It has to be. We have to see a little bit of what happened. You know,
absolutely.
It affected so many people. You know, so but even though that no one really died from it, you know, I mean, the key characters are still there. The direction that the director is taking in this season is so fast-paced. Like you can't even put your beer down for a second. You have to watch it the whole time because there's no dead air. There's no kicking the rocks down the tracks. It's like every single word in conversation is so poignant. You have to be actually on top of your game just to follow the show. Everything happens with so many characters and they're all in the same set so often. You really are so engaged in each season. I really love this direction they're taking.
I do. Like I was very much satisfied with this episode. But my only thing is, so Maggie's gone, Jesus is dead. The next in line, not ever the strongest character.
Yeah, dude, Tara.
Not like.
She hates Tara.
No, I don't hate her. I just think she's kind of a little wishy-washy. Like she hasn't found her footage yet. So I think it'll be interesting if the show really excels her into some type of leadership role. Like it's going to be tough for her to find that though. Like
she's being forced to it.
Yeah.
Like Michonne said, she's very smart, but they're going to need more than her. She shouldn't be doing it by herself. Like I mean, Maggie forced it upon Jesus. Jesus now forced it upon Tara. Like these people that look up to these people, the elected officials, are just being kind of thrown in the middle of basically the next man up. And they didn't choose Tara to run their place. They didn't choose Jesus to run their place. So now they're basically being led by people they don't even know anymore.
But at least I feel like everyone was willing to look after Jesus. Yes. Like that's, and Tara's just like,
well, Jesus was their own too.
This is what we got. This is what we got.
So we'll see how that all shakes out. But the bear is still coming, and the bear is very
maybe.
The last part of the episode, we see I think his name is Eldon and someone else out looking. What are they searching for out there? They some extra hands to find something out in the wilderness.
There's a reason.
They're searching for Michonne, maybe. They're searching for Jesus.
My drinking self doesn't remember.
I think they're also looking for Michonne and Jesus in that group. And because they went out looking for Eugene, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
And so they actually stumble upon the first actual scene we see with Alpha. And just like the whole comic book played out, she walked up to him with a little sawed-off shotgun, a little snub nose right in their face, and said, don't move, you've crossed the line. And so we're about to see just how just strategic,
powerful,
just how evil these people are.
Right.
Whisperers they're a pack of wild dogs, and they're more than the wolves ever were. You're going to see a lot more of them, a lot more this season.
Because Lydia, when they capture Lydia, she's lying. Like she doesn't disclose anything. She's doing her job. It's her mom, right? So she doesn't disclose a whole lot of. She says there's 10. Like that's what she admits to. And then we do have to address Henry because he's a dumbass. So we do have to address Henry. And I really thought that Daryl might have been setting Henry up to get information from Lydia, and then, but here's Henry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell everyone where all the groups are. I'm good with that. And so Daryl pulls him out like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what information that she takes from that, because obviously she's a key player.
Oh, yeah.
We get to see the powerfulness. Always, I'm going to make up a word. Always there's going to be a word that I'm going to make up.
Of you to do that.
Thank you. Yeah. So we see, though, how powerful Alpha is. I am so excited. Like, I was so excited for this episode. Like, I I turned off the TV and I was like, that was a very satisfying episode. Like, I felt really good about what's gonna come.
You know what, I feel bad that we actually skipped over all of Negan's
Oh,
career.
yeah, we gotta go back. We gotta go back.
Back to just
Yeah.
Negan for a
Sorry.
second. So after Negan gets
we had a minute. We're rusty. We're rusty.
Negan comes up, he stumbles upon looks like a clothing store with a rack full of leather jackets, which is weird because they get like leather jackets. Can I expand on that a little bit?
Sure. I will talk about the lameness of this. It was just, for me, it was just a little too easy for Negan to extract all of the stuff that makes Negan Negan. But he encounters zombies, right? And he kind of, like, he's out of place. Like, he was awkward when he was trying to kill the zombies that he encountered. He encounters a dude that obviously took himself out in that same department store, or whatever it was. But I thought it super easy for him to find a leather jacket. Like, how is there anything left on the racks at this point? And then as we see him, and he finally makes it to the sanctuary, finds poor Lucille got replaced with a pipe. But all the stuff that makes Negan Negan, he was able to successfully kind of find very quickly.
You know what's I just thought about this right now.
Uh-oh.
What was really funny about
Improv.
About the shopping store he went to was when he was there, the mannequins were posed in like sitting positions, like he was there hanging out with them. So like the guy that killed him was actually alone.
Right.
He was actually leaning on these mannequins for like some kind of human contact.
Absolutely.
When Negan goes back to the sanctuary, you know, he kind of uses that with Big Hank, and like he kind of like poses inanimate things in the same exact way.
Big Rich.
He's Big Rich. He sets up on the couch and he sets up his locker like he was still there.
Yeah.
He sets up his war room like he's still the leader of it, and he's like simply doing the exact same thing where he's coveting in this whole area of his head where everything's okay, and he has to like pose zombies as, you know, people to interact with.
Right, but then which I was surprised because so often at the sanctuary, right, they kept zombies, changed defenses, like for whatever pleasure that brought, and he was like, that's not going to happen. I'm taking out even somebody that I know. I'm taking out somebody that I know. So a little bit of humility, and his place is gone. His family's gone. His kingdom is gone. Like everything's gone. Right. But he found replacements. So it makes you. Okay, so now jump, right? So Judith finds him.
Oh yeah.
So now jump.
True to her word, she sits there, she poses up 3-point stance and chases Adam with Rick's old six-shooter, and does knock him off his bike into a controlled spin or controlled slide on the ground.
So when they first introduced New Judith, I was actually kind of a little skeptical, like, how are they going to make this happen? This episode was like, I am all in Judith. Like, I am all in for her. Like, I was really worried about what they were going to do with their character, and now I'm like, she is the most compelling character that show has introduced. Like, she's fantastic. The actress is fantastic, but what she does, like, she knows, like, she obviously has a thing for Negan. Like, there's a bond there for sure, but she's still the badass in that relationship. Like, she's still the alpha. So we talk about alpha in the Whispers. She's still the alpha in that relationship. So it's like the most compelling thing about this entire season, I think, is going to be that relationship with Negan and Judith.
And she is the Walking Dead kind of incarnate. I mean, she is Shane. She walks around with Rick's gun. She wears Carl's hat.
Why you got to say Shane, dude?
She is the best of all of them. She is the best of all of them.
She is.
I think
she is. And she's even got like a machete. Like, yeah.
She's
everything.
She has Daryl's mentality where I think she's a very amazing judge of character. You know, and she also has that soft side that you
right.
So
and even her brother's humility, right? Her brother's need for everything just to be copacetic and everything's gonna come out fine. Like, you see that she's a badass, but you see that she wants everything just to be good.
And she said, "I'll shoot you." She sure shit did.
She didn't kill him. She knew what she was doing, right? She didn't kill him. She knocked him off. Like, she did what she wanted to do.
So in the comics, like I said, Negan doesn't break out. He stays there and he waits for to tell Rick, "Hey, I could have escaped, but I didn't." And so he stays in this cell. So it kind of goes back to that. There's different paths. It goes back to the same way it was in the comic books. But he actually had to go out and kill the sanctuary in his own mind. When he killed the zombies, he killed the sanctuary in his heart.
Yeah.
All he has now is his cell to go back to.
And now he's going back, right? He's going back. So now we get to see what happens when he comes back.
Yeah, we'll see Alpha comes back too.
Right.
So yeah, good review.
Okay, so was this not a super satisfying? Like everything that I've seen from everybody, such a great comeback from the break that we had, because we had a little hiatus, so it sucked. But such a satisfying comeback. Like I was super excited.
Absolutely, and it was it's good to not have your hopes when they get so high to not be let down, because this show kind of does that for you sometimes. But literally, with the new showrunner, I think that it's going to be amazing all the way through.
And it didn't let you down, and they didn't have most of our cast of favorites.
Yes.
So held its own.
Here's to the ride.
Here's to the ride.
I just want to say thank you to Junction Brewery and Grill here in American Canyon, California, 110 West American Canyon Road.
Quickly becoming my home away from home, like here all the time.
Yes, Shorty punches in, she pulls a shift, she's your own happy hour, sometimes overtime,
Yeah.
depending on how late it gets.
Yeah.
All the bourbons we taste here, we get them here at the bottle at the bar here, so please, if you see us tasting on the show, they got it here for you. And Shorty loves the chicken wings and...
the pork belly bites. Pork belly bites are my favorite. But we also did a kick-ass Super Bowl party here with a like unlimited taco nacho bar. It was pretty epic. So y'all should follow them on Facebook, all that kind of crap. Follow them on social media, but come down to the events because they're super fun. And you can watch us. You get to watch us.
Yep. Please check us out on the official fan forum for Walking After Whiskey.
For sure.
And believe me, if the pork belly bites get her here, you should get you here too.
Right. Oh, and our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Let's plug that because that's what we need.
Walking After Whiskey on YouTube.
Right.
Check us out.
And we prefer this versus this.
So
Right.
we're going to get to the review of our Larceny bourbon, and it's just one of Shorty's very favorite bourbons she's ever had today.
Today.
So please tell us what you like about this bourbon, what you think when you taste it.
Well, I didn't spit fire when I was done with it, which was good. So some of the notes that I was supposed to detect was like almost sweetness with banana bread. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't get that, but I didn't spit fire. So I'm gonna go with I didn't spit fire.
Yeah, usually when you don't have that, all of that citric acid come right back in your mouth, it's usually a good indication that it's not that bad of bourbon. This is a very much textbook bourbon to me. It's not sweet at all. 100% corn, like most bourbons are. But it's just a little earthy, you know. You can definitely taste a little bit of smoke with a lot of oak. But yeah, there's nothing really cute to it. If you want a bourbon that does the trick, then you want something like a Jim Beam or something cheap.
And affordable though.
Oh yeah, it's not too bad. It's
Right.
$4 a bottle. Got a great color on it. It's aged very well. But again, there's nothing special about it. It's just a good Kentucky bourbon. And it's made in Kentucky.
So I feel like I'm not going to assign who I think this bourbon belongs to, but I need to say this is for Jesus.
Well,
Cheers.
Jesus.
R.I.P. Jesus.
R.I.P. Jesus.
Not burning,
We're good.
not spitting fire. It's a plus.
No fuego.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Adios mio.
What?
Valentine's Day, Shorty.
Was that what that was?
Yeah? No, I just.
No.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my God.
What is Happy Valentine's Day in Spanish? Español. Really?
I think it's like, hola, buena.
I got nothing.
I'm going with Happy Valentine's
No,
Day. Oh.
No, we can't go Camarero, Dinero, hey Macarena, might be the best. Maybe a little, Popoloco,
Chipotle.
but happy Valentine's Day. I wish they would merge Dia de Muertos and Valentine's Day. How cool would that be, right?
Well, just waiting. Actually, we just need to ditch Valentine's Day for another Halloween. That is my dream in life.
Why not have like a zombie fight, like with like hearts out of your shirt, like busting out? We could have like a dead Valentine.
We can do that.
Happy dead Valentine.
All right, so next year, whatever season this is, season 18, episode 18, we're going to do some makeup. We're going to make that shit happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a threat or is that a
It's
dare or
a
a challenge?
promise. It's a promise.
Fuck yeah, let's do that shit.
All right,
You've been
everyone.
warned.
Happy Valentine's Day.